Welcome everybody to the Watch List, your virtual TV guide releasing here on the Latin Nerds Network every Sunday, where we review and talk about all the shows released across all platforms of streaming. And we'll set you up at the end of the show as far as what's coming up next week to keep your eye on so you can cue it up and enjoy. Like me and my co-host do, who I introduce now live from Houston, the ambassador of love himself, our TV guru, is Senor Jaime, aka Chewy. How you doing, brother?
Hey, brother, what's going on, man?
Another Sunday, another bad fantasy week. It's kind of a pattern here for you.
Hey, I'm winning in my other two leagues, so I don't want to hear
There's only one league that matters. Just saying.
it.
That being said,
There's
here,
still a chance.
there's still you're saying there's a chance. You gotta be some Jim Carrey. But speaking of which, we do announce we finally got our new show going, which I will drop probably within the next 1 or 2 days. A lot of fun, a lot of guests. It's called Thanos' Choice. We have a good time. It's a nerdy take on Sophie's Choice, where we kind of debate and discuss between two things from the world of movies and television and decide which one we will keep and which one will get snapped away by Thanos himself. So a lot of fun. You tune into that probably in the next 1 or 2 days. So look out for that on this network. But that being said, Chewy, let's get on with this week's releases. We had a couple movies and a couple shows that dropped.
Hmm.
So let's start with the movies first. So let's do that, and we're gonna start with Netflix, which dropped a movie. I think we were both looking forward to. The trailer looked pretty cool. Kind of his western. What is a western anyway? It's called The Harder They Fall, with a
Hmm.
great cast. Idris Elba. Regina
Jonathan
Hill.
Majors,
Yeah, and the Majors, of course, who is gonna
Regina
be
King, Regina
Regina
King, by
King.
the
I'm
way.
sorry. Yeah, the Majors, of course, who's gonna be Kang in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Hey.
So yeah, this was one that I was looking forward to, and I gotta say, listen, like I said, my ratio of Netflix films, right, 60% crap, 30% decent, and 10% like really good films. This one will land in the 30%, right, just barely. I'm not saying it's a great film. It's a decent film. I actually entertained. It's about obviously we have here Jonathan Majors, who as a young kid, I just Elba's character and his gang, they end up killing his parents. So now he's grown up and had his own gang. Now he's hell bent on revenge, and revenge is basically almost a heavy western. So there's nothing there. But it's a very stylized film. Very entertaining. I had some issues with it. I can get to in a second, but I want to get your thoughts about this one, Chewy.
I thought it was just okay. I was expecting better. I was expecting a better story. Uh, I mean, I don't think the characters maybe want to care much about them at the end of the day. Maybe that's what was lacking in the writing and development. But yeah, straight up trophy revenge. I will avenge you story and with twist at the end. Yeah, yeah. I mean the gunfight about 2/3 the way in was good, but I mean it was nothing that we haven't seen before. I've probably done better in some other movies, right? So I don't know. It was
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I guess it's not great. It's fun, entertaining enough. It's very flimsy, right? It's just it is what it is. Like, come on, mom and dad, and I want to go after you. It's basically
Mm.
what we're talking about here. So it's not a whole lot there, and yeah, it lacks a little bit of that good writing. It's very simple. It's very stylized and this kind of Tarantino esque action. A lot of blood and
Hmm.
gore stuff like that. It's
Hmm.
very well shot. I give it that much. I just Elba, who I like. He's just kind of just the silent type in this film, so he doesn't really do a whole much here. Yeah, it's fine. Like I said, it was entertaining. I mean, it's in the 30%, just barely. I think it's watchable. It's not like I don't think it's a bad film. There are some things that kind of like okay. I did notice. Some people that I checked online to see it was just me, but it's the Western towns, and if you ever seen like usually they build the set, the facade of it, right, and the building's kind of empty. And there's nothing in the back. There was once or twice you can actually catch that. There was like nothing in the back of the house, which is really unacceptable to be perfectly honest with you. But whatever. I mean, they killed the movie, and this is one scene, a couple of things, but one where I guess Jonathan Majors has to go rob a bank, and he goes to this town which is predominantly white and a little on the nose, but the whole town is literally white. The buildings are white, and so I'm like, really? It's a little bit on the nose. There, I'm like, okay, whatever. It's a bit much, but it was fun. Again, it was entertaining. It's a little bit too long. It feels like an hour. It should have been an hour and a half, Chewy. I mean, if this is a super revenge story, it shouldn't be 2 hours long at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Yeah, go
probably. Yeah.
140, 145 around it. But it's fine. It's like I said, it's a decent watch, but a couple hours to kill, why not? It's good enough. And it's, decent Western. We don't get many Westerns these days, unfortunately.
Mhm.
Another one that I wasn't really looking that much forward to. for the most part, and that was on Apple
Chappie.
Plus. Yeah, the Chappie slash Short Circuit slash any apocalyptic kind of film you can throw in there.
Slash
Castaway, because
Castaway.
they substitute a volleyball for a
Mr.
dog.
Wilson.
Of course, as Finch, this dropped a couple of days ago, starring the great. Look, Tom Hanks is great, and he's always good. Doesn't matter, even he's in crap, he's still good. So I'll start with this one, Chewy. This one, it was fine. It was better than I thought, to be honest with you. I wasn't expecting a whole lot. It just seemed kind of dull from the trailers. It's hard to make a movie with, you know, one character, right? It's hard to carry that. Even Tom Hanks, and he's done it before in Castaway, but that was a better film. But it's not an easy thing to accomplish. And listen, this one surprised me. I had a little extra, a little heart there, a little sweetness towards the last 20 minutes of the film, which I really enjoyed. It's Tom Hanks. I guess he's not necessarily the last human alive, but this is in a future where Earth is, I guess the ozone layer was depleted, or as he calls it, Swiss cheese, or the solar flares or UV radiation near, yada yada yada. It's a lot of heat, so humanity's scarce. I guess a part they don't really say it exactly, but it's just him and his dog. He's trying to survive, and he builds a robot, a AI, whatever the case is, and they kind of become friends. So you can throw a little Wally in there with the Chappie references and all that. So they kind of they try to do the weather conditions. They're forced to try to drive cross country to San Francisco, and they build the robot and him build a bond and what have you. So it's decent. It's actually not bad. It looks great. I mean, it's Apple Plus. Everything looks great on Apple Plus. So, the production's always good. And it was fine. I guess it was a decent watch. If Tom Hanks fan, I'll recommend it. It does, again, the sweetness part kind of like, okay, it kind of hit for the most part, but it's not a very exciting film. You don't expect a whole lot. Again, about another 20 minutes too long is the problem with a lot of these movies. It's just too long. But Chewy, what were your thoughts on this?
I have no thoughts. I'm
Oh, you
not
never
trying to
saw it?
watch it.
Oh, I've seen it. Okay.
No, I got busy with a lot of stuff this weekend, and so I just didn't get. I saw They're Harder Than Fall, but I just couldn't fit in 2 hours
No, that's fine.
of
Yeah,
Finch.
if you have the time, I guess it's a better recommend for me. If you skip it, you're not missing a whole lot, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But if you're looking for something to watch, come movie Sunday night, it's fine. And I guess
Yeah, I was gonna pop it in tonight,
yeah, you
but
can watch it
we'll
with the
see.
kids, whatever. It is what it is. I guess there's not an exciting film, but like I said, it's got some deepness to it. So I was okay with it for the most part. So I'd really recommend this one if you guys have Apple Plus and all that. Another one, which I know Chewy, I would assume you did see, and that's, of course, season 3, Narcos Mexico. Or did you not begin to watch
I
this
have
already?
not started it, but I mean,
Oh,
I know I'm definitely that's been a bad week.
Chewy, you're killing me here. So,
I did start the other show, but yeah, this one, I knew I was gonna watch it no matter what, man. I know what to
well, obviously,
expect.
y'all gonna watch. I mean, we're
So
big fans of the previous Narcos, right? Whether it be the Colombian
yes,
iteration with Pablo Escobar, or when it
I
transitioned
mean,
to Mexican the cartel afterwards. Yeah, I've seen 3 episodes. Pretty much get me started. I always give it
wow,
3 to see
jeez.
where it goes. Yeah, it's good. It's Narcos, man. It's a consistent show. It really is. I mean, it continues the story. Obviously, getting deeper into the cartel, the Mexican cartel. We got featuring a Chapo for a little bit. The beginnings of a Chapo are
Chapo.
there. For you guys, probably may know who he is either way. But yeah, again, they got DEA trying to go after the cartel, the standard stuff we've seen from Narcos, but it continues the story. It's good, man. The third episode was great. And then they really was like, oh, man, yeah, it kind of picked up the pace. The first episodes are fine, setting up, what's going on. The third one I thought really hit, particularly the last half of it. Good show, man. This one, I think, I've always been recommending Narcos, man. I remember had a poker game, some guys came over, and I was watching, a little bit of Narcos before they came over.
Oh
And
well, before you answer, that, did you win?
no, I didn't. I broke even. I was down
Ah,
300. I was able to fight back to an even, like 305. It was even, same
fall
shit.
back.
But yeah, it was one of those nights.
Ah,
Yeah, but I didn't lose any money. So, but anyway, so they came in and I had it on pause. Narcos on pause. You can see the logo on the TV.
mhm.
And friends like, oh, does Narcos came out already? And like, yeah, it came out today. It's like, oh, I'm going back home. I was like, relax, cat, relax. So it's got a good following here if you like the kind of gangster, drug cartel kind of shows. This is good. Chewy, you're gonna obviously
Oh
enjoy
yeah,
this
I've
one.
loved
Yeah, of
all
course,
five
of
seasons,
course.
so 3 and 2. So yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna watch it, no doubt about it. The last one that came out, this one I wasn't. You made me aware of, last week.
Mhm.
It dropped. It's funny because this it's called Arcane, League of Legends. This new anime from Netflix, which
Yeah,
yeah,
an animated.
yeah, and Netflix is doing found a niche with anime stuff, right? Whether it's some original stuff or even drawing on properties like Castlevania, which you really liked, Transformers, Voltron, etc. Done a pretty good job here. So, did you see this, Chewy, or no? Before you get started,
I that one I did. I
did see?
saw
Oh,
two
okay,
episodes last night.
this is
Yeah.
the one I thought you weren't gonna watch because I didn't know. I thought it was gonna drop. It said Saturday yesterday, and yeah,
Yeah.
it did, but like at 10 o'clock at night. So I was like, oh, it's an odd schedule where they were
Well,
releasing.
yeah, no, I didn't realize it because I got
Yeah,
home late, so I watched. No, actually, it dropped before that because I watched one earlier in the day,
really.
and then I watched the second one at night. So I'm not sure why you didn't see yours till 10.
But when I check Netflix, it says, oh, 10 p.m. 10 or 7 Pacific time. So it's 10 p.m. obviously. So yeah,
Hmm.
I was, but whatever. That's what I said. But yeah, it dropped 3 episodes, and they're doing like a weekly 3 or 4 episode
Yes.
drop, which is a different kind of strategy. Netflix has done some of this stuff before, some of the foreign shows, but nothing like this. So interesting strategy. I kind of like it. Give it a three, and then three, and then three for the next 3 weeks or whatever the case. I think it's 10 total. So Chewy, set us up here. What's Arcane, and how'd you feel about this one?
Um, I'm still trying to figure out what it is. It's got a little bit of magic. It's got a little bit of fantasy, maybe a little bit of science and sci-fi. It kind of it has like a steampunk feel to it, right?
That's fair. Yeah.
Where obviously, so there's the have between the haves and the haves not, right? So we have guys who are living off science and technology and this institute living, I guess above ground, not really above ground, but high up. And then obviously we have everyone else in the slums kind of just trying to make their way through life, trying to scrap an existence together. So those are the two factions. And they coexist in this world where something happened, and Grace with one of the characters, he was touched by magic. He'd saved him and his mother, and now he's been pursuing that ever since to try to merge magic with science, right? So it's got an interesting feel, an interesting take on it. I like it, man. The animation is pretty cool. A lot of action. It's about 40-minute episodes, so it's not
Yeah.
terribly long.
No.
But it's definitely, I don't know anything about this property, or I don't know if it's even a part of a video game. It sounds like it, but it looks fairly interesting, and I'm entertained.
Yeah, this one surprised me. I am unfamiliar. I know it is a video game.
Okay,
Yeah,
I had a sound like a League of Legends. Had a sound like I've heard that video game before.
yeah, and I think Riot Games is one of the producers who actually produces the game. So yeah, but I don't. I play games, but this is a game I don't know anything about. So it's good to
Yeah,
get a perspective. I'm not, tied into prior lore, prior expectations from the game, nothing like that. The storyline. So walking in, this is a fresh eyes. I mean, we both have fresh eyes on this one, and dude, the animation is really good, man. It's really cool.
hmm
Very unique. When they shoot the action, it's great. When the action scenes are really well done, and this is actually, you're right. It's really cool, man. I've seen 2 episodes. We have I guess the story really follows, one of the guys who you mentioned the magic and all that, but this
Well, I mean, it follows the two sisters,
right, the two
right?
sisters, the young girls,
And then
right?
there's yes. So they're introduced in the first episode, right? They're doing a heist.
Oh, you got me in. I'm in. Son of
Yeah,
a bitch.
exactly. And they accomplish, but then at the end they don't end up with anything. And then the second episode is where they introduce the guy who they were stealing from, right? So
Mhm.
it's a young man out of science academy, and where he's unbeknownst to the institute, he's trying to mix in magic with science, right? And
Right.
that's the
Yeah,
justification.
magic was used before. I guess it's deemed, corrupt and et cetera, et cetera. So they're beyond
Yeah,
that point. But
pseudo
yeah,
pseudo
but yeah,
outlaw, but not really.
exactly. But that heist kind of sparks the tension between, the haves and the have-nots, right? With now the police
Mhm.
invading the have-nots area. I think it's called the underground, something like that.
Yeah, it's okay.
Uh,
It's underground. Yeah.
right. And they're very close knit group, and they're protecting the girls and the two friends who committed the heist,
Mm.
and so that's where the kind of things kind of begin. And there's somebody else who is, I guess, using magic to, we don't know to what point, but it's something that's looming there and all that. So very interesting show.
Yeah,
It looks
something very
great.
nefarious. It's very
Yeah, it looks
nefarious. Yeah.
great. It's actually an interesting story. It's not what I was thinking at first.
Mhm.
You hear, and I knew it was a video game, so I'm thinking some kind of a quest. And I know there's something about fighting in here down the road. I guess I don't know, but that's how I was expecting. It's not. It's a good story. It's very rooted well. Good characters so far in the first 2 episodes. I'm liking it, man. I'm really digging it.
Mhm.
This is a high recommend for me, especially if you like anything anime related or animation. Yeah, I think it's right up there. And like I said,
Agreed.
Netflix does a good job with this, and it's good to see the shows that I have no expectations and know nothing about and kind of catching me by surprise. So I'm looking
Mhm.
forward to catching the rest. Again, this one drops every Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, for the next 3 weeks.
Yes,
Three
that's correct.
episodes, but this I recommend. Give it a shot if you're into this kind of thing. It's like got a good story. You like science fiction, that kind of lore. Yeah, I was really digging this one. So not bad. Listen, three recommends out of four ain't bad. Finch. Well, I guess I'll say Finch, I guess, but what a 2 Mile recommends and 2 Strong recommends and Narcos and Arcane. I think those are the two shows we really watched this
Mhm.
weekend. This week anyway. Um,
Oh, by the way, so
oh,
I kept watching Invasion.
oh God,
Um,
you're kidding me.
we're
Invade. Go
still
ahead.
so just so everyone was still watching. So we're getting closer to seeing something.
So now it's been 5 hours and no
Yes,
invasion. God.
yeah. So at least at least now this episode it ended where they acknowledge that there's an alien invasion of some kind, but we still haven't seen. We still getting bits and pieces of this of what these aliens are, right? But there's
You
no
know what they
actual
are? They're
encounter
bored.
yet.
That's what we haven't seen. Like they don't want to come out and say this world is the most boring. Why are we here? Why are we invading this fucking planet? But nothing does shit.
And still no Sam Neill, so I'm pretty sure he died first
I
episode.
guess
But
bait and switch.
yeah,
It's invasion. We talked about last week. Well, I was off the show, but if you like science fiction, then watch Foundation. That's the moral of the story on Apple Plus. So yeah, don't bother with that. But God, as soon as the aliens show up, please let me know too. Maybe I'll watch that episode just to see.
yeah.
I just want to see what they look like. I don't watch the
Hopefully
show. I just
next
want to see them.
episode.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck
You
with that.
see glimpses, you see like shadows, but that's it. And it's like
Which is
okay.
fine if they
Well,
would have
actually,
done
not.
that.
But in one episode, the second episode where they ended with the battle, right?
Yeah,
But they were
but
shooting at I guess I don't think it was. I think it was a ship,
Yeah, it
right?
was
But
just
that's
yeah,
it.
but you can see
That's
much.
it.
But I mean, but that's the kind of stuff they should be showing us throughout each episode, right? And then build up
Mhm.
to the reveal. Don't just give us nothing and then reveal. This
Yes.
just doesn't work,
Yeah.
particularly on an hour-long show. It's just sorry, guys. But that being said, listen, next week. Let's talk about next week because we got some good stuff popping up next week. It's gonna be one show that I'm gonna watch, you're not, and a show that you're gonna watch and I'm not in this mix.
Okay.
Well, actually, two
All
shows,
right.
two shows you're gonna
Actually,
find out.
yeah, two shows I'm gonna
But
watch.
but so
Maybe one of the movies.
yeah, let's start with tonight because tonight we got a big show dropping, at least for myself, and that's on Showtime. Dexter coming back for it's redo of the final season, which is God, it's something I wish Game of Thrones would think about.
Oh my
I,
God, I was about to say that. Can Game of Thrones do that? Redo
yeah,
season
I
seven
wish
and
they
eight.
could. Yeah, because Dexter didn't end as bad as Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones ended worse than Dexter,
Mhm.
in my opinion. But Dexter didn't end in the way I wanted to end. I love Dexter. This is a great character, really good show. Particularly those first 4 seasons are really strong, man. It kind of took a little dip towards the last couple, and it ended kind of like for the most part. So I'm glad to bring
Mhm.
it back. First reviews on it, I heard it's really good. I know Joe, you haven't seen the show, you're not familiar with it, you're probably not going to watch it. You should, if you get time, go back and watch Dexter. It's
I don't
really.
have Showtime, so
Oh,
I'm
I know.
not gonna.
Well, luckily, I'll be sharing it with my parents. They got Showtime, by the way.
Oh, nice.
So there you go.
Okay.
So you can actually catch all the Dexters. It's a really good show. It's really good. Like I know you're a fan of you. You
I
is
love you.
yeah.
Love you.
You is like I said is Dexter light. It's similar to Dexter in a lot of ways. That kind of narration by the main character, both kind of messed up, whatever the case
Mhm.
is. But Dexter does it like I would say exponentially better than you does personally. I think most people probably will agree with that. So if you like you will like Dexter. Dexter's a much better show. But that's coming out. So I'm very excited about that. So I'm looking forward to talking about that
Mhm.
next week. On the 10th, we got a show which you'll be watching. That's Gentified on Netflix.
Mhm. Yep, I like season one.
Yeah, I never saw it. Maybe I'll go back, and check it out, have time and all that. It's just hard with so many shows coming out. But this one I probably want. I heard good things about it. I just never got in late to the
Yeah.
game, and it is one of those things like that. So I'll be hearing, looking forward to hearing your thoughts on that one. And another one on the 12th on the Apple Plus, which I would definitely not be watching. I know
Uh-uh.
for some damn reason, I don't know why
Uh-uh.
you talk about the show, and that's The World According to Jeff Goldblum. Um,
No, that's not Apple Plus, by the way. Are you confused?
oh,
That's
Disney
Disney
Plus. I'm sorry, you're
Plus.
right. Disney Plus. My loss. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, my bad. It might as well be.
Hey
No.
man, I
Actually, I can
make
change it
no
right now.
excuse for
As we
being a
watch,
fan.
there it is. I
As
changed
being
it
a
magically.
fan, I'm gonna make no excuse being a fan of Jeff Goldblum. And like I said, it's in the vein of these explained shows or these short 20-minute topics, but with obviously they're not really explaining. They're just giving us his point of view on it. It's interesting. It's funny,
Yeah,
and that's it. And that's all it's worth. I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean, I love Jeff
whatever.
Goldblum. I do, but it just showed just whatever. It is what it is. But second
I
season's
think
dropped.
you're turned off because every time you're gonna watch Shooter, you gotta keep watching the Apartments.com commercial with Jeff Cloak.
Maybe
I think that's
so.
what it
There's only so
is.
much Jeff Goldblum. I mean, again, love Jeff Goldblum. The chaos theory. I'm all about it. But that's I can't do it. Now let's go to Apple Plus. Something I spoke earlier, and that's a show which I'm interested in. This is one starring Will Ferrell
Yes.
and Paul Rudd, who made a
Yeah.
deal with the devil because he looks like he did in Clueless, and
Not
it
sure.
looks interesting. Great cast, and that's the Shrink Next Door. Or I guess Paul Rudd's a shrink psychiatrist, and I guess Will Ferrell's going through some
Hmm.
issues, and he seeks his
Based
assistance,
on
right?
based on a true story,
Oh, is
true
that? Oh,
events.
did not know that. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes,
Okay.
absolutely. So that kind of makes it more interesting. But I was here. We need more cowbell, dude. So we're gonna get, I think, classic Will Ferrell in this,
So I hope
where
so. Yeah, I mean,
he,
I'm fans of both of them,
yeah,
and Apple Plus has been up and down for me for as far as quality of shows. Production's always been good. So I'm hoping this one is more, foundation and then
well, I mean, this is
and
not a
Ted Lasso than
sci-fi
it is,
show, so
than
yeah,
it is
more yeah,
invasion.
Ted Lasso, yes,
Yeah, than
yeah,
more invasion. So in terms of quality, I'm saying anyway.
yeah.
Not style, obviously. No, it should be more like Ted Lasso. It seemed like a dramedy more than anything else, but it looked interesting. When you have talent like that, it's okay. Why not? I'm definitely gonna give it a
I
shot.
mean, it looks like a comedy because I've seen the trailers and it's
Right.
funny, but it's a serious topic where obviously the Will Ferrell character is, like, is going through a midlife crisis,
Hmm.
and this is the help of a psychiatrist, a professional psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist all of a sudden starts injecting himself into the guy's life, where it becomes much more than a patient doctor relationship. But I mean, so you see where he starts showing up at places, starts hanging out with them more, and then obviously all of a sudden
Yeah.
now he's telling them what to do.
Yeah, and
No, that
it
fixes his
looks
life.
good. Yeah, it does look
Yeah.
interesting. I can't wait to talk about this one. I dropped on Friday again, the 12th, and the last one, Netflix is the second thing dropping this week, and that's a film, one which I don't know what to make of it yet, and that's Red Notice. Great cast, Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman. We got The Rock. I mean, because
The
look, the
Rock,
Rock's in it, so a little movie catch up makes everything better. So
Rocky,
great.
Rocky.
And we got Ryan Reynolds, who is the same Ryan Reynolds in every film, and that's a great thing because he's great. That's Ryan Reynolds. So whatever. So we got the three of them. That's it's gold, Jerry. It's gold. So it's a kind of an action thriller kind of thing. Gal Gadot plays the villain. Yeah, this could be one of those where I could see this landing in a 60% profile very easily, or at best 30%. I don't think this is going to be like a 10% at all. But I think
Let's
it's
see. Let's see. I don't know.
let's
I
see.
haven't read the reviews, so I don't know what to expect.
Right. I mean, you got Rock and Reynolds together. That's. I think
And then
that alone will keep you
we
interested.
had a little bit of that in the Hobbs and Shaw movie, where Ryan Reynolds had
Very,
a
yeah,
couple of
the
cameos
cameo. Yeah.
with The Rock, so you kind of saw the dynamic. So if you enjoyed that piece of that, even if you didn't like the movie, if you enjoyed that piece of that snippet, I think it's just more of that in this movie
Right. I think,
with
yeah.
another villain.
I got a feeling they're going to be entertained together, and you got Arcane, Gal Gadot. Everybody wins as far as I'm concerned. So I'm looking forward to that one. That drops out again on Friday, so that's about 3 shows. So that being said,
And there's a couple other movies.
there's some, yeah.
If you didn't catch them in the theater,
Excuse me.
Shang-Chi is coming out on Friday on Disney Plus.
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to it because I saw it in the theater with my son. My wife and daughter did it, but now we can all see it together. Now I love that movie. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Shang-Chi's good.
And
I like
then
Shang-Chi.
one that I wanted to see, but I think you may have seen it. You may have reviewed it. I'm not sure. Jungle Cruise again with The Rock. So
Movie catch up. I mean,
there you go. You
it's
said it was okay. I don't
it was
remember
okay.
what your official review.
It was entertaining. It was entertaining.
All right, so listen to this. Jungle Cruise or Finch?
Jungle Cruise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jungle Cruise or How Do They Fall? I'm just trying to gauge, where this is in the hierarchy
I
of,
guess
of movies.
I said Jungle Cruise. I guess.
Okay,
I
okay,
mean,
that's
look,
definitely that's
yeah,
definitely
Jungle
gonna
Cruise.
watch.
It's silly, it's dumb, but it's got the rocks entertaining. I love Emily Blunt too. She's always great in everything she does. So yeah, I mean it's a good family. You sit down and okay, you just turn your brain off and whatever, right? But again, it's like it's in the vein of Jumanji, and that's not as good as Jumanji. Let's not make that perfectly clear. But it's in the vein, right? It's The Rock. So The Rock just makes everything more
I
entertaining,
love
dude.
myself some Jumanji,
Yeah,
dude.
just rocking anything, whatever. Rocking Invasion would have been one of probably the greatest TV shows I've ever seen. I guess there's no aliens. Why? And the Rock shows up. I killed everybody, and I would have believed it. I killed all the
It
aliens.
flexes.
That's why you can't see them. So I'm all for it.
There you go.
So why not?
Awesome.
So that being said, so interesting things coming out here right before the holiday break in a couple weeks. So But yeah, Chewy, thanks again. Those are the shows for the week. Appreciate you guys so would share, like, all that good stuff. Catch us here on the network every Sunday. We got a show called Nurse Spinning, probably almost every Friday, Thursday, Friday. Again, we're dropping a new show, Thanos Plus, which I'm really happy about, which will be in a couple of days. So check us out, subscribe, and we appreciate you guys watching. You guys have a good one.
Peace.